The following is a Spirit Street production. You've discovered your link to the Power Cat Podcast, presented by Fridge Wholesale Liquor. It's the Power Cat Podcast. And now, let's go to the Spirit Street Studios. Here's your host, Go Power Cat publisher, Tim Fitzgerald.
Welcome to the overtime. Woo.
We said meh. M-E-H. Meh.
Hey, we were shocked to see the number of downloads we had for the overtime last week. Because in all honesty, when we did the two segments, the two halves of the regular podcast and tacked on an overtime, the little line would go, the overtime started and people were like, enough of this crap.
I'm out of here.
After about an hour, you get a little...
Yeah. So that's another thing. We've talked about all the different podcasts we're doing. We're making more, and they're also shorter.
And I freaking love it. It's so short, so light. Oh my God.
So like the regular questions podcast, or traditional one without the overtime, still came in, I believe, under an hour. Well, let's just tell them I haven't done it yet. So how do I know?
I noticed that on the last overtime I said that I ate Chick-fil-A mac and cheese today, but it wasn't Friday.
It was
Tuesday.
Very confusing. Fire! No word if Jackson at Chick-fil-A has heard the podcast. I did see Jackson on Monday because he served me Chick-fil-A.
He also served Riley at Chick-fil-A.
He did. We've discussed if he listens to the podcast, we might see if he's interested in
He made polite small talk because he was out waiting. He was at the window. He wasn't inside. He was on the guy that has to stand out there. He made some small talk. He asked me what my favorite sport to watch was. I said highlight.
We're building a relationship.
I don't know. We're sponsored by the Fridge. We have a relationship with them, and it's meaningful. It's deep. It's emotional. Aww. I love you, Kevin. I love your store. Everyone should love you. It's game week next week. It's game week. 8 days from this podcast, there's a game. Right now, the temperature's supposed to be in the 70s. Go figure that one out. But I know Kansas, it'll be 175 degrees by kickoff.
If it's 80 degrees on kickoff, Kevin's going to sell so much liquor.
People are going to go, hey, it's supposed to be high of 77 today. Let's start tailgating at 4 a.m.
This 6:30 game.
You're going to need a jacket on the field.
I know. Oh, God, that game, it was so chilly.
So excited.
No, it's so chilly.
If there is a God...
I'm pretty sure there was one game, I think it was a KU game a few years ago. It was like 80 degrees in late November.
Yeah, you're right.
I wore shorts.
You are right. It was
It's
awful.
Kansas. It makes no sense. But we're sponsored by the Fridge. We're in the WTC Gig Powered Studios. This is the overtime. This is the crap you get right here. Right, this is it. Well, and your questions. Guys, I think I've made a big decision because now the questions podcast, the members only. You got to be on Wabash Station. I think we should probably throw the overtime open to the tweeter machine.
I'll just say this: if you got, we had a fine amount of questions.
Yeah,
not tons to pick from on the overtime. So on weeks like that, maybe we do just that.
Let's just do it. We'll just early in the week we'll say, hey.
All right, to hell with it. Let's do it.
Hashtag GPC overtime.
All right.
Okay.
We just talked business on the podcast.
It's none of my business. It's none of my business.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Here's your questions for the overtime. These are from Wabash Station.
From KNED, how important/meaningful is Joe Hall's hiring to the former players, and how do they view the program post-Snyder?
I think it's really important, and we're talking Snyder 1.0 players. I think there was real concern with those guys that went through the heyday of football that this was really not good, and Joe's able to tell them, no, I wouldn't be working for him if I didn't think so, and Joe sees it firsthand. more importantly, I think hiring Joe is just really good. I mean, he's an incredible individual. He's going to work with the players, help them through their issues. He's got a master's in counseling, and he's got a master's in life. More importantly, you can have a college degree, but he probably flew through that because he's seen it all. He's gone through all. He's had friends that have gone through the horrible times, and he himself had to go back and get his college degree. I think it's a great hire. There's so many connections there, whether it's to former players or current players. It was a good move. If you haven't seen the Power Chat, if you're not a subscriber to Go Power Cat, just do it. 30% off your annual subscription, and you get to see the Power Chats with Kleiman, Stone Street, and Joe Hall. And on Monday, Skylar Thompson arrives. Just go do it, man. It's really unlike anything else, and I appreciate all the incredible comments and compliments we're getting from our subscribers about the Power Chat. But that one with Joe Hall, it really helps you get to know the guy and what an amazing individual he is.
From Herdez Joe, if you could have one Snyder-era song held over, what would it be?
This is a tough question, honestly, because there's a couple that I'm like, I identify it with, but honestly, Days Like These would be the one that I know. For some reason, I always, when I was going to games, like as in high school and stuff, I always like try to get about an hour before kick and go in the doors. I wasn't like drinking and tailgating or anything, obviously. So it's like, well, why not just go to the stadium? And I always hit it at the perfect time to where like Days Like These was playing as I was walking in about the same time. So I don't know. It just like it's a memory thing at that point. So that's the one that always comes to my mind.
Days like these, I feel like I can change the world.
Yeah, maybe right now. I'm not sure. I'm excited to see what they're going to do differently. Supposedly the new pregame video is incredible, and we'll all have babies because they were so excited. It's going to be so awesome.
That's not accurate.
I'm a scientist. Trust me, it's true. So I'm excited to see what all changes. I mean, are they going to throw down some hardcore rap?
Hey, we'll get
Probably.
there. Calm down. We'll get there.
Oh.
Mine would be Unbelievable by EMF.
Unbelievable.
Because like when they come out, like I think that's right when the rest of the team comes out. You have the skill guys out, and then the rest of them are coming out. So like it was kind of like the game starting for me, at least.
Yeah.
I can tell you this, and I vow this publicly, and FBI, if you're listening in the future, this is my confession. If they win another Big 12 championship and they play Stand Up for the Champions by Right Said Fred, I'm killing people. I'm killing lots of people. I'm just gonna kill them with dirty looks. And if you don't know what I mean, you don't know me. I can give a dirty look that will cut your heart out.
I will.
Stand up for the champions.
I'll agree with this. We need a new championship song if K-State wins another Big 12 championship.
I'm fine with Right Said Fred. Just stick with I'm too sexy for my shirt. Just go there, and we can all parade around without shirts on to celebrate the title.
That's not what that means.
But not Stand Up for the Champions. Only in Manhattan, Kansas is Stand Up for the Champions a song that anyone knows about anymore. Make it stop.
Please, I'm begging you, please, like this, please, please.
Yep. There you go.
From Eric Black DV, name songs or artists we will likely hear in pregame music. Name songs or artists we've played in the past that we definitely won't hear.
They're definitely going to just play like a bunch of rap music that's clean.
All right, stop, collaborate, and listen.
A clean version.
Lil Nas X, Panini will be played in pregame.
Grilled panini sandwich coming right up.
In pregame, but I'm also curious about in-game. It can't be all for the...
Oh no, not in-game.
In-game, they always played... They played everything.
Yeah, they've played Taylor Swift. They've played Journey. I mean,
that
everything.
really gets people fired up. When you throw on some hardcore Taylor Swift, bam, man, people get jumping.
If they play Old Town Road, I'm going to lose it. And I know they're going to play it. But no, like the pregame, the stretching
cool.
and everything, it's going to be, like Schoolboy Q. They'll have some songs that are clean version. I'm just thinking of like different guys that have
Rich Homie Quan.
Shout out Ronald Ollie.
What are they saying?
I don't know. I mean, again, you could probably just pick from a list of popular music. I feel like the players are going to get allowed to pick it. Try to keep it decently clean, and then we're going to buy the clean version, and then we're going to play it. That's my guess.
You're probably right. I feel like at some point in here, if this wasn't a podcast without visuals, we should offer subtitles when we talk about current artists. Because that might as well have been Latin for me. I don't know. If they really want to
take a guess at how Schoolboy Q is spelled.
Probably with a K.
Ooh.
It's no K.
Wait, it's not?
There's no K.
Oh, I would have went with a K.
It is capital S, C, capital H, and then the rest of it's Schoolboy, and then the letter Q.
Well, that I could have gotten. So it's like...
it is exactly how you think it is, except Schoolboy is one word and the H is capitalized. I knew you would guess K.
From K-Ned, I'm all for safe digging, but can the increased media availability attract a higher revenue-producing sponsor on the backdrop? There are more advertising opportunities these days.
Do they still do the 811 before you dig ad on the radio broadcast? Is that why it's a thing?
I don't know. I mean, they sponsor. They're a big Learfield sponsor.
Call before you dig. You dig 811. Call before you dig. Know what's below. 811.
Why do they have that kind of money to sponsor? I know how much these things cost. That is expensive, what they're paying for. It's expensive. Why?
Here's the one thing we know. I will know if they're changing sponsors. Because I believe K-State said the other day they were looking into getting a new backdrop because the backdrop is rather beat up. It's a little hurt. It's playing hurt right now. And if you watch our videos, it doesn't look bad. If you're in the press conference room, it looks really bad.
That's horrible. And I'm with him at sponsors.
I
hate to tell
if they get a new one.
I don't think they're getting a new sponsor because they're getting a new backdrop on a whim.
That's what I'm saying. If they get a new backdrop, we'll know if they're getting a new sponsor.
Well,
but they're getting a new backdrop on a whim.
Yeah. They're like, let's get
They
one.
could probably make some call. I bet you they've had calls like, hey, how much is it to have that backdrop?
All I know is 811, you're just annoying people now. It's no longer effective advertising.
Right.
Question. Who would it be if 811, let's just say they were out of the picture. Who do you think it would be?
AT&T. Whoever the telecoms sponsor is for K-State, it switches between Verizon and AT&T all the time.
One touch of the 5-star button turns the jitterbug into a personal safety device.
Could it be Burlington Northern Santa Fe? Carl Ice gets the company to...
Sure.
Could it be Rev Honey, the official energy drink of the K-State Wildcats?
Oh, my God, Rev.
During Ron Prince's
time. Can we talk about that era?
Wow. Yeah.
I like to think it would be Chick-fil-A, but I know it wouldn't be. Oh, what about Spangles? Or it's not Spangles. Brahms. It could be Brahms.
Cheeseburger, 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 cheeseburger.
That's a pretty big nickel. I'm telling you, it's not.
They've already taken over they're doing some sort of sponsoring.
There's something. Big changes coming. The coaches shows will be moving.
What?
Yeah, the coaches shows will no longer be at the Hilton Garden Inn.
What? Where are they going?
I'm not sure where Coach Kleiman's going.
I hope it's Carlos O'Kelly's.
I don't think it is. I miss those days. Those were.
Well, look, I'm just saying, if Bill Self has the salty iguana, I feel like K-State's got to match it. You know?
I think.
Go to some mediocre Mexican.
Did Snyder have a public one after Prince did when he came back? Prince always did his in the mall.
That's right.
Yeah.
What about?
I think Powercat Grill's got Bruce.
I know Jeff Mitty does his there. Does Bruce do his there too? No, Bruce did his in the hotel a lot.
Yeah, that's what I said. The Garden Inn.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
My bad.
I don't know.
I'd like to see it at Raising Cane's.
It's a tiny place.
Give me an excuse to go to Raising Cane's.
It'd have to be something like a big national brand that has a presence in Manhattan.
Old Chicago.
Yeah, I guess. I guess
Academy Sports, like something that fits.
It'll be a restaurant,
the
so they can
demographic.
eat.
Yeah, we'll see. We've gone too far.
Sorry.
Let's come back in.
Okay.
Getting the crew together isn't as easy as it used to be. We get it. Life comes at you fast. But trust us, your pals are desperate for a good hang. And when they hear you stock the party with drinks from Drizzly, they'll be banging down your door. Let Drizzly, the go-to app for drink delivery, take care of the supplies. All you need is an excuse. It doesn't even have to be a good one. It's your dog's birthday. The loquats are finally ripe. Whatever. With Drizzly, you can compare prices on a massive selection of beer, wine, and spirits and get them delivered straight to your door, which means you can entice the crew to leave their houses without ever leaving yours. Whatever the occasion, download the Drizzly app or go to drizzly.com. That's DRIZLY.com today. Must be 21 plus, not available in all locations.
From Ema Wildcat 82, I have Salina questions for Fitz and
Bring it on!
anyone else that wants to answer them.
Never seen someone get that passionate about Salina.
Cozy Inn or Scheme Pizza?
Scheme.
I have not heard of Scheme, so I just want to say Cozy because I like Cozy.
Scheme Pizza. Cozy, if you live in Salina, the new owners thankfully put the walk-up window so you don't have to go in and smell like body odor. But Scheme is the coolest restaurant, coolest pizza place ever.
Do you put the honey in the crust?
No, I don't do that. That's weird.
I think it's
I
weird
haven't had
too.
Scheme Pizza in so long. Man. My wife's had it more recently than I have. But the thing about the Scheme is they make so honking much money on like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. This shut down.
Yeah, it's only open like 3 days.
And if they go on vacation, it's shut down. It's a great business plan. It's really cool atmosphere, incredible pizza. Scheme. Boom. Next.
How many Cozy burgers have you consumed in one session?
24, and I regret it to this day.
What? What?
What on earth were you thinking?
Oh, my God.
Well, they're little tiny sliders.
Yeah.
I think I did like 8 or 10.
I think I've done 8.
When we ate that Crave case at White Castle, and those are the same size, we didn't knock out 30 together.
I think I ate 10 of those, and you ate less, probably.
You had 24 Cozy burgers?
Yeah, that was way long ago, like in high school, or it might have been the summer between my freshman and sophomore
I think
years.
I could do it hammered, but...
I'm so drunk.
Wow.
I probably was. I don't know.
How long did the smell reside in your vehicle?
Oh, my God. It's just so bad. But this was in the day when everyone had a trunk. Not many people have trunks anymore. You know, a lot of us just have open, but you would go get it and put it in the trunk. Maybe, and if you had a cooler, you put it in the cooler.
Put it in a Yeti.
So it's kind of like our bad smell out of the fridge?
Oh, yeah. Did that solve it, by the way?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It still kind of lingers, but...
I don't know how something can smell so bad and yet be so delicious.
It's amazing. I love Cozy.
But it's got to be, my apologies to the Manhattan Cozy, it's got to be the Salina Cozy. It's the grill. It's the seasoned grill that makes it good.
I think we should do a blind taste test.
Oh, I guarantee you can knock it out. Oh. I guarantee it.
I'm never coming close to 24. I think when they moved back, I got a dozen, and I got about 8 or 9 in, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing? What is this?
What is my life become?
Well, now the one here is only open late night on weekends.
Is it even open anymore?
And yes, it is, and they add cheese, and that just...
Exactly.
And then, what is your emotional reaction to Salina South being allowed to play on Salina Central's football field?
It's always been that way. It hurts.
Hey! Hey! Get the off my lawn! Something not right about these neighbors.
Go Mustangs.
Where'd you go? Central?
Well, it was Salina High School, was it?
Well, but all my life. I mean, my brother...
Hell, it's been that way forever. I was thinking you thought it was new.
My brother, who's roughly 10 years older than I am, his senior class was the first year of South and Central.
Oh.
So we're talking in the early 70s. So his class, if they lived in the South End, could go to South, but most of them just stayed at Central.
I guess I didn't realize that South was open when you were in high school.
It wasn't when I was in high school. It was when my brother was. So yeah,
young.
Yeah.
You said younger. Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
So it was. I grew up basically. I mean, in 1972, 73, whatever class Mike was in. I mean, I was born in '64, so I'm 8. I don't remember it really. So, It's always been that way. They've always played on the field. Yeah, it's just the way it is, man. Just weird.
From K-State Legion.
No more Salina questions?
No more Salina questions.
Okay, I want to know if people still drag the Fae. If that's the thing.
Nobody knows what that means.
I don't know what that means.
A lot of people do.
All right.
My wife is starting to get into fantasy football, K-State Legion asks. She wants to know what your advice would be here for her first-round pick.
I fantasize about Ben being a full-body pillow so we could stop having sex and just cuddle.
Don't sniff a quarterback. Do not even touch him.
Well, especially they've been playing. Don't sniff them. Don't. Oh.
K-State Legion, are you in the same league as her? Because if you are, you could tell her to draft a quarterback.
You should tell her to draft a quarterback. But, because you don't want to lose to your wife. You can lose to anybody. Don't lose to your wife. But you need to hit running backs hard. Like, take a running back in the first round, especially if you're starting without keepers. There's small amounts of elite running backs out there. Don't be afraid to take Zeke, even though he's still holding out.
Don't follow that advice.
I said don't be afraid to.
I said
be afraid to.
Be afraid.
Zeke will play this year.
Riley is a Cowboys fan who...
Zeke will play before Melvin Gordon plays.
Hello, nerds.
Okay,
anyways.
Who cares?
No, but pound running backs early. Look into receivers, but don't reach for receivers because there's only a couple receivers out there that like are going to consistently. I guess what I'm trying to say is you can get a good receiver late. There's always tons of options out there.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Like I said, pound the running backs, get somebody elite from the start, and you're going to be in good shape.
But depending on how big your league is, if it's a big league and you have a late first-round pick and it's a snake draft and you're going to come back around, don't be afraid to take a couple wide receivers that are good.
But don't take a quarterback.
Even in a big draft?
Even in I mean, how big? If you have more than 12 teams in your league is absurd.
Right. But if you're, 10 to 12, if your pick is, 8 in that 8 to 12 range and you're going to be back around, really there's only about 6 or 7 running backs and they're all going to be snatched up at the very beginning.
Right.
And then you have a bunch of just kind of guys that you can get later and you're going to get better value with wide receivers or quarterbacks before some of those running backs.
I don't think you should take a quarterback until the 4th round at the earliest.
I don't understand fantasy football.
And if people are going at quarterbacks in the 1st and 2nd round, don't give in to the pressure. Just don't do it.
Do what you want.
Yeah, frankly, I don't win tons. I just win enough to be close.
Okay, that's great advice then. Thanks. Draft Zeke.
From Wagcat, if all of you had to pick a different career, what would it have been? Realistically, and saying something like sportscaster is too close to what you do now.
Fair enough.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A babysitter.
A pastor.
Dolphin trainer.
A dental that eats bugs. A haircutter. Only cashier at Walmart.
A author.
Lawyer. Highway. Pilot. Pilot? And a dad? A pilot racer dad?
So I have like two ways to look at it. Number one, if you told me like, hey, you can do anything, you don't have to take into consideration like working up the ranks, things like that. Sports agent. I think that'd be really, really cool. But I know that like, you probably got to know someone that knows someone that knows someone to get into that type of game.
It's called you go to law school.
Well, and that's where I was going with my next point is, honestly, if I was smart enough, because I can't do that much schooling, I'm not going to remember that much, but I would love to be a lawyer if I had.
You literally spend your whole life arguing. Writing arguments, oral arguments, argue.
I'm pretty good at that.
I think not.
Are you, or do you just enjoy it?
Yeah.
Okay. Zach?
I don't know.
Lifeguard.
You would be good like an ocean lifeguard. You could be Baywatch.
If I lived on a beach.
Hi, I'm David Hasselhoff. Let me tell you a few things about the ocean. It's big. It's beautiful. Like me.
I'd probably be in much better shape, but I could not imagine being a beach lifeguard.
With a current?
No.
That's real stuff.
I've never actually swam in the ocean. Couldn't do that. I think it'd be fun to be in the Coast Guard as the guy that sits in the helicopter that makes the hoist go up and down, I'd do that.
It's a pretty simple question, and Zach thinks of the most absurd job out there.
Hey, Zach, cut Riley loose right now, halfway up. Okay. I think you would be into business analytics, web analytics.
I'd do that here.
I know, but it's really, I think you would do it.
You could do it on a much bigger scale and not, like, you could go deeper into it, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I always had this weird thing about writing greeting cards. I always wanted to work at Hallmark and write, like, shoebox greetings.
You spend far too much time with your computer. It's not healthy.
It's my life.
That's so very, very sad.
Just smart-ass shit. I'd be good at it.
I just picked a pretty basic job, lawyer. You guys thought outside the box.
And, of course, I want to run away to a tropical paradise and have a barbecue hut. Or, Wags, I want to be a songwriter in Nashville. Want to come along?
Owning a liquor store would be pretty cool, I think.
Oh, God, no. Your old clientele's a bunch of booze hounds like us.
Exactly.
From KSU number 1, should they add even more Chick-fil-A locations in the bill?
I don't know how many there are, but you can never have too many.
They're going to have another one,
They added another one outside Section 4, I think.
They should just add more Chick-fil-A locations, period.
I think we should be offered Chick-fil-A as we go up to our press box.
I think Chick-fil-A should come to the west side of town over there by Scenic and Anderson.
Serious question. Like,
they should
how
come
can
to
we...
the corner of Anderson and Sethchild where a certain royalty burger place once stood.
I work at Burger King making flamboyant Whoppers. I wear paper hats. Would you like an apple pie with that? Would you like an apple pie with that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's closed. You can say that's where the old Burger King was.
There's got to be something really wrong with that building. Nobody will buy it.
Honestly, I wonder if we'll ever get another Chick-fil-A.
They just kill.
They're so good.
But that's the thing. They absolutely slay it there. But I don't eat it as often as I would because I live on the west side of town. So, like, I'm probably going to get it after we finish recording and go home with it.
You just want the mac and cheese. Let's be real.
I want some of that dirty, dirty mac and cheese.
Oh, my.
Do you think eventually they'll start selling mac and cheese with chicken nuggets in it?
No. That's not Chick-fil-A. That's absurd. Like, it sounds good. It's not a meal that Chick-fil-A doesn't go outside the box.
Chicken, like cut up chicken and mac and cheese?
I put
good.
hamburger in
That's
it once.
Good.
Grilled up a pound of hamburger and threw it in a box of mac and cheese.
Fitz, could you stop? You okay?
I think our customers our listeners are very
That wasn't dropped in sound. That was actually me.
My customers are uncomfortable.
Please stop that.
My podcast co-hosts are uncomfortable.
For My Like Pickles Cat, what are some new restaurants to try this season when we come back for games?
Oh, things are going out of business around here.
There's nothing opening.
I haven't been over to the, what's it called, the Viking Grill.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been there?
No, I haven't.
Oh, is that open?
I thought about it.
Oh,
I drive by it on my way home every day. Well, now I don't because I have to take Zach's butt home, so now I don't drive by it. But,
still, even though if you go that way, that's still the slow way, as Fitz and I have determined.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to go out tonight. I'm going to put in his address. I don't have it. He never invites me over. He's a dick.
Where does Wildcat Creek flood? By the apartments. Just drive to that general location. And
I'm going to put it in the GPS, see what route it offers me.
I'm lost!
It'll be straight
From
up
here?
Anderson.
No.
Yep.
Going up
Straight
Anderson
up
is so
Anderson.
much longer. Trust me.
And it might be time-wise. It might be. That's what I'm curious.
It is.
It's shorter distance, but it might be
so
time.
many stoplights.
Well, actually, that's not fair. Right now, it probably is shorter. But when you're coming to work because we're doing this in the evening, during the day, Anderson sucks. And next week with the students back, it's going to double suck.
But you still have all the stoplights up and down Fort Riley.
No, there's far less on the Fort Riley route than there is on Anderson.
Yeah, that's intriguing. I'm intrigued. That's a good word. I'm intrigued.
Trust me.
No.
I don't. No, I don't. Actually, when it comes to this, I don't trust you at all. I trust you to write about K-State sports a lot, but I don't trust you with directions and distance and car things.
I would trust me on the route that I take. When I've taken both routes.
Zach, we're going to figure this out.
I'm right.
You're not.
You know what? After this podcast, by God, I'm taking you home, Zach, and we're going to put in his address, and we're going to see what it says for ourselves, and then I'll take you home.
It doesn't even take into account the amount of stoplights that turn red on you.
Oh, hell no, no! Why are you fighting? Don't fight each other!
You hit like 4 stoplights before you even
get
to McDonald's.
Is the most optimal way to get to your apartment.
Yeah,
I'm telling you it's not.
Google will even measure how much traffic there is because of all of us who have turned our phones over to let Google track it. That's how they know when there's slowdowns, because other Google phones are sitting in traffic. It's disturbing. It's very disturbing.
Yeah.
What was the question?
About restaurants.
What new restaurants should we try?
Yeah, that Viking Grill is where the barbecue place is. What was the barbecue place?
Famous Dave's.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Has there been any other? I mean, I'm probably blanking on one. Has there been any other restaurants open?
Well, you know what?
The
we
ones
probably take
next-
some things for granted because they've been open for a while in our mind. But like the Five Guys, when did that really open?
When I came to
2,
college.
3 years ago.
Oh God.
It's been five years since Chick-fil-A opened.
Yeah,
it's been 5 years.
Yeah, we've lost some good ones. There's a lot of good stuff downtown. There really is. I mean, you can go to Aggieville or downtown.
Whatever opens up next to Rockabilly changes businesses about every 6 months. So you could try that, I guess. If it's any good, let us know.
It's a Mexican place right now, isn't it?
I thought it went back to being an Indian place.
Oh, yeah. It is. I forgot the name of it. Bombay Bites. Bombay Bites.
Yeah.
If you go to Bombay Bites, say that 5 times fast, let me know how it is.
I don't like Indian food because it's seasoned with John Curry. That's it. That's the end of the podcast.
I mean, it's not, unless you want it to be.
It's not the end of the podcast.
Also from I Like Pickles, Cat.
Oh, my God.
Is it sock, shoe, shoe, or sock, shoe?
Sock, shoe, shoe.
Yes. Sock, shoe, shoe.
Yeah. Because I'll put on the socks sometimes and not put on shoes for another hour or something. I'll walk around the house.
It's also, I like to tie them at the same time. It's just an OCD thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What do you mean tie them at the same time?
Like tie my right shoe, done, then tie my left shoe,
That's
done.
technically not the same time.
Oh,
Tying them at the same time would be with your right, doing one hand on each shoe.
Be hard.
Be difficult.
Today, I'm going to show you a simple technique for teaching children how to tie their shoelaces.
The NFL regular season is wrapping up, but there's still time to get in on the action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. The app is so easy to use, and there are so many different ways to bet, like live same-game parlays. Find bets in the new Explore tab. Make a parlay in the Parlay Hub, the best way to find popular parlays, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/247 and make your first bet a layup. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be 21 plus and present in Arizona, Colorado, Connecticut, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, permitted parishes only, Massachusetts, Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, or Wyoming. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com 1-800-GAMBLINGHELP.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777, or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700, or visit ksgamblinghelp.com in Kansas, 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia, or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York, or visit oasas.ny.gov/gambling. Standard text messaging rates apply. Sports betting is void in Georgia, Hawaii, Utah, and other states where prohibited.
From the Ginth, my son is going to K-State now. I didn't go to K-State, but my brother and sister did. I used to have football season tickets. Can I say we now when referring to K-State?
Mini rant, you've always been able to say we.
Mm-hmm.
If you dedicate yourself to a team or a school or whatever, you get to say we. That's so dumb. If you're a diehard Chiefs fan, but you've never had any association with the club. No, it's not different.
Yes, it is, because college sports usually means you went to the college. But I agree with you, but it's not the same as NFL.
But it's like, all right, let's say
nobody went to the NFL.
Let's say this. It's like you're born a diehard K-State fan, and I don't know his situation, so I'm not trying to say this is his situation, but let's just say you don't have enough money to go to K-State. You go to community college, you get a job, whatever, you move on. Why can you not say we? You did not go to K-State because you didn't want to go to K-State. You did not go to K-State because you just couldn't do it.
You can say we if you feel like you got skin in the game, even if that skin's emotional. You can't say we if all you did was got a cheap T-shirt at the store and decided to root for the cool team.
But what does skin in the game mean? Like, how many years? Because there's people that you're a North Carolina fan, you like UCLA basketball, whatever the situation is. There's I
said skin in the game can just be emotional.
Okay.
So I mean, certainly if you've put someone through the school, a sibling, or you went to games because your sibling was at the school, you got some emotional skin in the game. So
I feel like at a young age, you start watching a team, you like that team, you watch them year in and year out, you cheer for them, you're allowed to say we.
I agree.
I don't like the term we. I'm one of those people.
Because you don't actually play the game.
Right.
Or you hate French people.
Oui, oui.
Oui, oui.
Doesn't really bother me that much. If you want to say it, say it. But I always say
it bothers me when people
well.
correct you on it, Hey, we
played well today. They played well, but whatever.
Again, if K-State football and K-State basketball makes you happy, by God, be happy. It's too short. Go be happy, man. Love those cats.
Last question of the podcast from Wagcat. What is the best away game experience in any sport while covering K-State? Can be a bowl, tournament, game, etc.
Well, I don't have as much experience. The one that initially came to mind was Zach shot me a look. When we went to Houston, that party at the Dogwood. No, it wasn't Dogwood. It was Dogwood.
Yeah.
That was fun. But more so, the NCAA tournament the last 3 years, we've been out and about and going places and spending time in significant places, with like a lot of TV people. So we've been.
There's nothing more fun to cover than going deep in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
Really, just a couple years ago, and then back when Frank Martin's team was in Salt Lake, that's really fun. It's a lot of work if you're the media, but it's really fun. But yeah, some of those bowl experiences really stick out. I remember one time we had a party in Houston at a Fox Sports Grill that was just epic. It was a mess.
Like you got really drunk?
Everyone did.
Oh.
And they were like...
You mean a Fox and Hound?
No, it was a Fox Sports Grill. They used to have some in big cities.
This last year, we were all hanging out at a sports bar, just hanging, having some drinks, whatever. And then the waitress told us that for the next 30 minutes, they had $1 shots at this other bar. And so Zach and Me and a bunch of people from TV just came. We're sprinting, dead ass sprinting through the streets.
That was in Atlanta, right?
No, it was in San Jose. We were in Atlanta. You and I were.
Oh, this was a different experience.
This was this year.
We're
Because
dead.
didn't you run into something in Atlanta where you got there for like triples?
Oh yeah, that was. But we were sprinted to this bar. We go up, and one of the people with us bought
16.
There was eight of us. So 16 tequila shots. We killed them all, so 2 each. He goes back up to get another 16, and they said, "Nope, not gonna do it. You cannot have 16 more shots of tequila. You guys will die." So we only had 8. But yeah, no. Atlanta 2 years ago.
So hold on, you each had 3 shots of tequila?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here to talk about it.
It ended pretty. I mean,
We sprinted back to the hotel in the rain because there were no Ubers or Lyfts and no Lime scooters to be seen.
It was a rough morning, the next one. But in Atlanta, yeah, we left a bar and we went to that one that was by our hotel. I don't even remember the name of it. But you had been there before, or you knew about it or something. I don't know. But I said, I'll take a double whiskey and Coke because that's just kind of my drink usually. And she said, "Do you want a triple? It's the same price, and you get to keep the cup." And I said, "Oh, well, why not?" Well,
I don't know why you asked me that question. Just make it a triple and give me the damn cup.
I apparently sleptwalked that night because Fitz found me looking for the bathroom, and I walked into the closet.
My favorite one was Liberty Bowl in Memphis. I don't know if it was New Year's Eve. I think it was New Year's Eve, but we had some sort of media event at Rendezvous. But nobody else wanted to go. It was just me and Katie when she worked for us. So me and Katie, we go down. We park in the garage. We're kind of walking around on, Beale Street? Mm-hmm. We're walking around. Not one, but 2 guys on the street give me fist pumps because they thought that Katie was hot and that I had done well.
Way to take credit for that. I love it.
Her ego.
Did you tell Katie that story?
No, she thought it was hilarious. Oh. Her ego was stroked. She was very flattered.
As Katie does.
Yeah.
Well, she should have been. She was seen with you.
Yeah.
Of course. It's great covering postseason. It really is. We've had some great fun experiences, like the time my entire staff was so hungover in Fort Worth that they didn't want to tell me. Like I'd actually stayed in and they were all just in horrible shape. It's fun. It's fun. But we get our work done. We get our work done because we're there to cover stuff for you. It's fun. And we appreciate you listening to the Overtime. Hope you're having a good Friday. Get out of work. Go do something productive with your life that isn't work. Like maybe go have a Chick-fil-A sandwich. The pseudo-sponsor of the Overtime.
Served by Jackson.
Well, then you have to come to Manhattan. And then you should just stop by the fridge.
PowerCat Podcast. All rights reserved. GoPowerCat.com and Spirit Street Publishing.
Thank God it's over. Thank God it's through. I'm proud and tired and angry and stressed and worn out, and I put strain on all my relationships, and I don't know what the future holds, and it's possible I've lost all direction, but at least I have got no more work to do.